was born and raised south of Benson, Minnesota, on the curve, about 5 miles out of town. I went to the University of Minnesota at Morris the first 2 years that I was out. And then after 2 years there, I transferred down to the Ag campus in St. Paul, right next to the fairgrounds. I kind of wanted to work with that.
I was born and raised on a farm south of Wilmer, southwest of Wilmer. If you know where old Highway 23 is, that's where I was born. And my dad was a farmer. I graduated from Wilmer High School, 1964, just a good year. And then I went to business school in the cities for 9 months, Minnesota School of Business.
We met when I needed to have a term paper typed. I didn't have a typewriter because I was off campus.
So for about 2 years, I typed term papers from him.
Yeah.
They were pretty awful. I couldn't read his writing. He had to sit right next to me. The typewriter was only this big. It was a mini typewriter, and it was the old slam thing. But the good part was the going rate for a term paper at that point was 25 cents a page, and I charged him for every page. He was working in Roseau when we got married. He had done his training in St. Cloud and then moved up to his first location. Mm-hmm. I was very fortunate to get a job working in a bank. So that was my first bank job.
At that time, there were probably more farmers sometimes in areas than there were people living in the towns around them. And of course, that's all changed.
We started in Roseau, no kids. We went to Ortonville, no kids. Okay? And that was about 2 years in Roseau, about 9 months in Ortonville. We had owned 7 houses in 14 years when we moved here.
Actually, I ended up in St. Paul working there in the main office, but then when I had a chance to come out here, we came home.
But I wasn't sure. I applied a lot of places, and I was able to get in at Heritage Bank. I was very fortunate to be able to do that. But I was there for just short of, I think it's 20 years. So when I retired, I had just short of 40 years in banking. He discovered that LSS, Lutheran Social Service, was in need of a credit counselor, which is basically about 90% of what he did. When my dad had his heart attack and was sick, flat on his back, the neighbors all came and they took the corn in and the other items that they had. And prior to that, even, the uncles were there almost every day helping to milk the cows, helping to make sure that whoever was there that day to help get everything else done. And so that really struck a chord with me. But the other thing that really struck in my mind, I was about 8 years old, and this neighbor comes and knocks on the door, and my mom said, "Come on in," and the lady had an envelope. And she handed it to my mom, and she says, "Now you pass it on to so-and-so." But giving it plus the money that they gave to church every year, and I know that, it's probably only $1 a week, but it was still every single week that they did that. Made a big impression on me as a little kid. I think from all the places that we've lived and been involved in the various organizations that we've been in, the best things that I've enjoyed is working with the Community Foundation. And I served on, I think it's 10 years or something on the board. I'm still giving money to them and enjoying it. And I think what they're doing now is fantastic. My philosophy, when I was working full-time and wanted to be involved in something, I would only be involved in one thing. Well, if you don't get involved and help the community, how can you expect it to grow without you?
Yeah.
So you have to be involved. During the pandemic, the first year of 2020. I made 20 quilts that year. And I started giving it to the nonprofits because I didn't want to be selling my quilts. But by giving it to the nonprofit, they can then get the benefit of it. And I still do it. I probably donated over 100 quilts over the years. I love to quilt. It's a wonderful honor. And I often wonder what more should we do?
Yeah.
And it's really good to feel that way.
Yeah.